nearly 80% of American women spend about an hour every day getting ready.
Beauty culture takes time, money, and effort while also creating discrimination.
Makeup is more about relaxation and it's a pleasurable activity.
If wearing makeup daily makes someone anxious about seeing bare face, that's not confidence, that's dependence.
Feeling good with makeup doesn't necessarily mean dependence, and it can be like a form of creativity, empowerment, or simply part of someone's routine.
Not everyone wears makeup because they feel insecure. A lot of confident women wear it too, as our celebrities.
The more people compare themselves to influencers, the worse they feel about their own appearance.
A lot of companies use misleading information in their advertisements just to sell the product.
It's not just the products, but it's the promise that you should look more beautiful, not just the way you are.
Everyone is beautiful the way they are, and it's all about inner beauty and not what's like outside.
Hello, my name is Tokjan and welcome to our podcast where we cover all things about self-esteem. Today's topic is about makeup influence on our self-esteem, and to cover this topic with me today is Adelia, who's a licensed psychologist in the sphere of self-esteem and body image, as well as Ayana, who will give us a first-hand perspective on makeup industry as a famous celebrity. So welcome. How are you feeling about today's topic?
Hi, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yes,
Thank you for making time to visit us. I think this topic will be very interesting for our listeners. So then let's get into it. So Adelia, Ayana, you have both interesting experience in beauty industry, in working in it. So my first question is, what does makeup mean to you?
Thank you, Toljan. I believe makeup is more about pressure than empowerment, because the beauty industry creates unrealistic beauty standards, making people feel like their natural face isn't good enough. And many wear makeup not just because they want to, but because they are afraid of judgment and feel forced to fit in.
I actually believe that makeup is something that boosts confidence, and I think that people are able to experiment with their looks, highlighting their most beautiful features with makeup. And I think that they can do whatever look they want to do. For example, to try Asian makeup style, or some difference like Latino makeup. And I believe that by using makeup, women get more confident about themselves and are able to express themselves.
So I understand your perspective, but I see it a bit differently. While some enjoy makeup as a form of creativity, it often teaches us that we must always improve or hide our real selves. I think people should wear makeup if they truly enjoy it, not because they feel they have to. True confidence comes from accepting and not from covering up with makeup. And society should stop equating beauty with worth and start valuing people for who they really are. And Guardian article says beauty culture takes time, money, and effort while also creating discrimination. Society decides who is beautiful, and that forces many to rely on makeup. True confidence comes from self-acceptance, not from following unrealistic beauty standards. And I think that's all from my side.
I actually don't agree with your opinion, since I think that makeup is more about self-expressing. And for example, a study conducted in 2019 by Gary and Jendon argues that some makeup tools and products, for example lipstick, they are like a pleasurable form of adornment and self-expression. So I guess that women use makeup to more self-express themselves and their feelings. Yeah.
So let's clarify these things. Some people wear makeup to feel more confident, maybe to cover up things they don't like about their face, and that's totally okay. But here's the thing, not everyone wears makeup because they feel insecure. A lot of confident women wear it too, as our celebrities. Sometimes it's just for fun, to express themselves, or to get noticed in a crowd. And get this, a study by Wonder in 2017 found that nearly 80% of American women spend about an hour every day getting ready. This includes makeup, hair, outfits, the whole look. That's a lot of time. So what do you think about the social media influence on our self-esteem, on using makeup and on beauty industry?
I think that social media makes the problem even worse, because Social media is one of the biggest problem why people feel insecure about their looks, because many millions of people see pictures of influencers and celebrities with perfect faces, not realizing that most of these pictures are edited, and filters remove wrinkles, smooth skin, and change facial features, and making natural beauty seem not
No,
good
let me
enough.
interrupt you here because I think that it's all about fake advertisements that go through the social media. For example, these makeup products and, for example, skincare or hair care, they always have this unrealistic image. For example, an article by Xiang said that a lot of companies use misleading information in their advertisements just to sell the product and to make it like look better. So I guess that people should understand that in social media there is a lot of like fake advertisements, and I think that some influencers, they actually tell about this unrealistic image. For example, in their Get Ready With Me, when they like at the very beginning of the video showed their bare face, like their real face, and actually shared their experience with some of the products.
That's interesting, but there is a study that we should consider. Journal of Consumer Affairs found that the more people compare themselves to influencers, the worse they feel about their own appearance. And this creates pressure to wear makeup just to fix their faces before going out, trying to match an artificial standard.
I agree with both of you, and I think that the increase in digital media usage increased the pressure to look as good as possible than ever, because now many people are exposed to perfect images of celebrities, of very good looking individuals, and start because now many people are exposed to perfect images of celebrities, of very good looking individuals, and start compare themselves with these filtered photos, as Adela said. And here the next question raises up: what psychological effects have makeup on our self-esteem?
I think that makeup creates dependence, not confidence, because I think real confidence means feeling comfortable without makeup. If wearing makeup daily makes someone anxious about seeing bare face, that's not confidence, that's dependence. And that's exactly what the beauty industry wants, the customers who can't live without their products. And actually, I've experienced this myself. There was a time when I wouldn't leave the house without makeup because I felt like my bare face wasn't good enough. If I forgot to put on mascara or foundation, I would feel self-conscious all day, avoiding mirrors and worrying about what others thought. It becomes less about personal choice and more about needing makeup to feel presentable. Eventually, I realized that how unhealthy that actually it was, and I started going makeup free more often. It wasn't easy at first, but over time I learned to feel comfortable in my own skin, and confidence shouldn't come from a product, it should come from self-acceptance.
I actually have a different perspective on that theme, and I consider that confidence is about like more personal choice and self-expression rather than whether someone wears makeup or not. And for example, a study conducted by Edkoff in 2022 stated that makeup usage was positively associated with.
Okay, I understand your point, but if makeup was only about routine and fun, why do people feel the need to reapply it before a meeting, a date, or just running errands? Why do women get told that they look sick or tired without it? Because society has trained us to believe that makeup, the beauty, is something that we owe to the world. And that's not empowerment, that's pressure. And what do you think about it?
Also, do you remember the 8th of March where there were long queues and lines before in front of the Gold Apple, Monami, and other beauty shops? So this wasn't just people wanting makeup. It says something bigger about our culture nowadays. And it's not just the products, but it's the promise that you should look more beautiful, not just the way you are. Because beauty industries try to convince us that we are not enough perfect, enough beautiful, and it's all about the pressure to look as perfect as we are constantly seeing online or in life as people go surround us.
I actually see what you're saying, but I don't agree because I think that makeup is more about relaxation and it's a pleasurable activity. And I think that women can do it before some sort of in a serious meeting or just basically to go out because it's a step-by-step process which they know which step will be after next and it would prepare them for the unexpectancies of the day.
So here I want to mention about my experience. I took on a challenge where I went whole month without wearing makeup on, and it was a real life-changing experience for me because at first I was kind of dependent on makeup, and when I started not wearing the makeup, it was tough for me as I felt like I was exposing all my imperfections out in an open, and especially when all beautiful girls with makeup on surrounded me and I felt less beautiful than them. As the time went by, I started to embrace my natural face and natural appearance and realized that how much pressure the beauty industry puts on our imperfections and constantly try to convince that we should always wear makeup to hide these imperfections. So I think this challenge can be really helpful, useful for the girls who don't feel confident about their appearance because it really gives another perspective on how you look and it gives a way that you will you'll see and perceive your beauty in a different way.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I would like to point out that wearing makeup isn't just emotional draining, it's also a huge time investment because many people spend hours applying, reapplying, and removing makeup and just to fit beauty standards, and the industry makes it seem necessary to look perfect, turning makeup into a daily obligation instead of a choice.
So girls, what advice would you give to young girls who are struggling with self-acceptance because of the pressure that put beauty industry and the makeup?
Actually, the most useful advice I would give out to women and girls is to understand that there are a lot of fake advertisements that show this unrealistic image, and they should not buy every product just because they see good effects on their advertisings. And in addition to that, I would love to say that, and if you want to do your makeup, you should do it, but not be pressured by the judgments of others.
Many people think that makeup boosts confidence, but real confidence comes from self-acceptance. Instead of feeling to look a certain way, we should focus on feeling comfortable in your own skin. And my advice to young people and teenagers: don't let society decide your worth based on your appearance, and spend less time worrying about looking perfect and spend more time building confidence from within, because true beauty comes from self-love, not from following trends.
Ayana, for sharing your brilliant opinions today.
Yes, thank you for hosting this discussion. It was a pleasure for me being here.
Yeah, thank you. It was a really interesting.
I hope our listeners enjoyed our conversation. So thank you listening to us and goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you, Azelia and Ayana, for sharing your brilliant opinions today.
Yes, thank you for hosting this discussion. It was a pleasure for me being here.
Yeah, thank you. It was a really interesting.
I hope our listeners enjoyed our conversation. So thank you listening to us and goodbye.
Bye.